I want my HTV. I want it now, and I want it live. Yay! Nick E., how are you? I am praying for you and your family, sweetheart, constantly. I know that you're going through a really tough time, and I'm sure that we have a mutual friend around, like Peanut or someone that can help us exchange emails, because I don't give that information out to the public. Galen, make that. I love you. How are you? Zero Infinity, how are you? I really enjoyed your live stream today. The music you were playing, I definitely appreciate it, and thank you. Yono, shalom, sweetheart. How's your writing going? I hope you're doing well. I think of you often, and I like the series you're putting together. Maybe when I get talking about what's on my mind, you might come up with some more ideas. I am having a hard day, guys. I started crying. Imagine that. I showed emotion, and I don't like showing emotion. I like to kind of keep it straight-faced. I am hiding behind the camera. I don't want you guys to see me right now, if you don't mind, because I have been crying. And I have some things on my mind, and I'd like to vent them. You guys, have heard that they're trying to impeach Trump. And I think he's going to be president again in 2020. But here's the thing that hits me and my friends personally. Hey, Anton, welcome. Anton Westenberg. Okay, so where do I begin? Hey, Candace, sweetheart, it's great to see you. Cellar Door, my sister. I love you. I love all you guys. Thank you for joining me. So this is what's concerning me. As you guys know, I'm an MKUltra survivor from deep underground military bases, and so are most of my friends and many people who join me in my chat room here. I try to set up a safe place and a safe setting where we can all come and talk about our experiences and have friendship and fellowship, camaraderie, and hold each other's hand, because this world pretty much sucks. I'm scared, guys, and I know I'm not supposed to have a spirit of fear, but I do. With Trump's impeachment, I've been hearing through the grapevine. Hey, bright sweetheart, how are you? I'm going to focus on what I'm going to say, and then I'll rejoin my chat in a little bit if you guys don't mind, because I do get distracted and forgetful. So here it is. And I think this is on everybody's mind. Number one, it's the holidays. I don't celebrate Christmas. I haven't celebrated Christmas in 5 years, and I'm happier for it. I do celebrate God's ordained holidays, such as Hanukkah, and I believe Hanukkah starts this weekend. I like to celebrate his holidays that he set up for us. I do not like to celebrate pagan holidays and Hallmark. You know, Hallmark, the cards. I don't like to celebrate their holidays. It's nothing but a money-making scheme. So people are trying to impeach Trump. I do not specifically remember Trump from deep underground military bases. I don't remember him. I do remember George Bush Sr., and I do remember Barry Obama and the Dumbs. George Bush Sr. was a programmer, but he was also a boss to me, which means I worked for him. Barry Obama was another super soldier. He has clones, and I can't believe that people let him be president over this country, especially while he was shredding our Constitution. Yet nobody impeaches that jackass. Excuse my language. But sometimes, some days come along and I don't sound so pretty. Hey, River, sweetheart, how are you? I'm so glad to see you. So, okay, let me focus on what I'm saying. I'm sorry, guys. So Trump, they're trying to impeach Trump. Through the grapevine, I'm hearing that patriots, people who support our Constitution and people that love this country are going to go, some people say civil war, other people say revolution. All I know is it's fighting. I don't want to see my loved ones, my friends. You guys are my friends, but I call you my loved ones. I don't want to see my loved ones getting hurt, and I don't want to see my loved ones in a battle. I'm really worried about martial law because when martial law happens, that is when super soldiers are going to be triggered. Cyborgs, they'll be triggered. Hybrids, they'll be triggered. Hybrids meaning half alien, half human. See, to explain it one more time, I like the words super soldier. To me, that means that you have supernatural abilities, like psychic abilities, and you're used as a soldier. It doesn't mean that I'm better than somebody else. But if you think about it, you know, I'm DID SRA that has PTSD, IBS, RA. Enough with the letters. Give me words. So I feel that I don't want to talk about me. Getting back to this impeachment. So if Trump is impeached, we're going into war. This country is going to be fighting itself. The patriots are not going to have it. Then you have the second situation of Virginia happening. Have you guys heard of Virginia? Hey, Def Bread. Hey, Billy. Welcome, guys. I'll get back to my chat room in a minute. I should probably, excuse me for doing this, but it is for my own protection that I do this. Okay? Hey, it's Chris R. I love you. I've been praying for you very much. Hey, Lily Duke, it's great to see you. So the situation in Virginia is they're trying to basically take everybody's weapons away from them, and people in Virginia are going to fight back. Through the grapevine, I have heard that if Trump is impeached, and when this country goes to take people's weapons away, it's going to be one hell of a fight, and it's going to get ugly fast and quick. That's a major concern for me. The other thing is that I woke up late from MKUltra. People typically wake up in their early 30s from MKUltra programming. And I woke up when I was 40. So I was a late bloomer, you could say. So 5 years ago was a pretty tremendous period in my life. And now here we are in 2019, and I cannot wait to kick this year in its ass and say goodbye. I love New Year's. I do celebrate New Year's. I can't wait to get rid of 2019 because it was a pretty bad year. But if they impeach Trump, there's going to be a war in this country. When they go to take our weapons away, there's going to be a war. What bothers me personally is that I'm worried about martial law, because martial law means that people like me are going to be triggered. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want it to happen. Guys, we got to do something. We got to stop it. I feel it coming in the air. I'm sorry to talk so much about me, but the only topic I have permission to talk about is me. My friends confide in me, and I don't want to give away their names and stories. There's a lot of things that happen in my personal life, and honestly, I'm sworn to secrecy. I can't give that away. I can't talk about those things. So it's not that I'm trying to be selfish, but all I can talk about is me. So Brooke Federline, and you can find her on YouTube. Brooke Federline is the leader of the Black Army. And I don't know if you guys have read Russ Dizdor's book, The Black Awakening, but I know something about it because I'm on the inside. So Brooke Federline is the leader of the Black Army, and myself would have been used as a foot soldier. They're going to trigger these sleeping super soldiers awake. And these sleeping super soldiers, once they're triggered awake, they're going to be the soldiers that you see when this country goes into martial law. I'm sorry if I'm using the wrong words. I'm having a hard time. I'll come back to my chat room, guys. Please forgive me. Give me a moment, and I'll be right there. I'm just trying to remember what I was saying before downstairs. But the stuff that the other kids and I experienced in deep underground military bases, what we experienced, you guys are going to see pretty soon. Now, I thought when I woke up, I had a good, hey, I woke up from this mind control. I'm around like-minded people that are well educated. They're intelligent and smart. They do their research and studies, and they dive into these topics that I talk about, and they know what's going on, what evil and what the darkness is doing. And I figured, this is great. I'm awake. I can tell somebody what happened, and I'll be safe now. However, when I look at the world around me, I realize that we're not safe. It's not going to happen like that. I was supposed to be used to serve the Antichrist. I was programmed to be the troops of the Antichrist. So with this impeachment and what's happening in politics is triggering people, and I can feel it. I have turned my life over to Yeshua HaMashiach, which is Aramaic for Jesus Christ of Nazareth, saying Yeshua is how he heard his name spoken when he was alive before he was crucified. I personally, in my own walk with him, like to say Yeshua, but that does not mean that you have to. But Jesus and Yeshua is saying the same exact word. There was something else I wanted to say. I'll get to my chat room. Please forgive me. I'm getting there. Please forgive me. What was I saying before? I feel that they're going to trigger us. I feel that a lot of these sleeping super soldiers are going to be triggered awake, and they're going to start serving these political agendas. And I don't want Trump impeached. We cannot let that happen. We can't do it. Barry Obama and George Bush Sr. and George Bush Jr. already weakened this country. Look at Bill Clinton. He was impeached. He weakened this country. They are a part of these MKUltra projects. We look weak to other countries in this world because of the politics that are happening here. You know, Brooke Federline would have been, I got to tell her I'm running this video. You know, Brooke Federline, she was going to be, they were going to use her as the leader of the Black Army and me as a foot soldier. So with all of these political agendas happening, it is closing in on the time that they would have activated us. And I feel it coming in the air. This is the time that they, what am I trying to say? I said it so much better downstairs, and I'm like, I get in front of a live stream and I can't think, I can't speak. I don't even know what I'm going to say. They were going to use me for some pretty heinous things. And if you guys have ever heard of what the SS did in World War II when they were exterminating the Jews, that's what they're going to do in this country. So these sleeping super soldiers very soon are going to be triggered to step into action and do to this country what the SS did in Nazi Germany back in World War II. And there's going to be nothing but blood, death, and chaos. And maybe that's why I'm triggered right now, and I feel my broken pieces coming forward, is because they were going to use me and other people for a bigger agenda. And here we are facing the holidays of 2019. And the holidays leave people feeling alone and lonely, discouraged, disenfranchised, downcast, left out. And I don't like the holiday season too much. Well, I like the holiday season, but when it comes to Christmas, I don't like it. The last time I had fun on Christmas was when I believed in Santa Claus. When I stopped believing in Santa Claus, Christmas stopped being fun. And I guess the realization that we're going to be triggered awake to usher in martial law, to take people's weapons away, is really getting to me. I'm the worst person that ever walked the face of the earth. I'm the worst sinner that ever existed. At least that's how I feel. And I know people are going to laugh going, ha, 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 you know, I don't believe in Jesus. And here Holly sits saying that she's got no proof. Or here Holly sits giving her testimony, but she's got no proof. What do you mean she was a super soldier? She's full of bullshit. The fact that I'm sitting here right now giving you my testimony is proof. And I'm sorry I didn't remember to grab my cage from the dumbs when Joseph Mangley released me to prove to other people I am who I say I am. But if other people want to take the time and take the money and spend the money it will take and cost to get my record from the NSA, go right ahead. And when you get it, show it to me. My testimony is my proof. I'm really worried about this country going into war. I'm only a few hours away from Virginia. New Jersey's close to Virginia. And what's happening in Virginia, I think they're doing it to test people. And when the citizens of Virginia fight back, and they will, when they fight back and say, no, you can't take our guns, all hell is going to break loose. No one's going to give up their weapons. And I'll tell you guys right now, don't you dare give up your weapons. You keep them. Keep them. The atrocities that I experienced in deep underground military bases, aka the dumps, this world is going to see them. This world is going to experience them. So for me, it's not over. I thought when I woke up 5 years ago this month that things would end and go back to normal, having a normal life. And that never happened. And I'm really scared. I'm really scared. And the Black Army is here to serve the Antichrist. So it doesn't matter if you believe in Jesus or not. The Black Army is here to fight Jesus. Upon Jesus' second return, the Antichrist and the Black Army plan to blast Jesus out of the sky. They're going to try to kill him. Now, I know this sounds fantastical to a lot of people, but it is the truth. I would have been used, being that I'm a super soldier, I would have been used in that agenda to kill our Savior, had I not had the ability to deprogram and turn to Jesus right now. And the reality of that is setting in. And the reality of my close friends such as Brooke, how they would have used her, that's setting in right now. Things in this world are not going to get better. They're going to get worse. And all the evils that happen in underground military bases, they're going to happen here on the surface of Earth. And every citizen on the Earth is going to have to go through that. So I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time. I don't want to end up like a statistic. So guys, we can't let Trump be impeached. We can't let that happen. We can't do it. We got to make sure he doesn't get impeached. But I also understand that these things in the world must happen, and they're going to happen. Abba spoke about these things in the Holy Bible going back 3,000 years ago, and even before that. Heavenly Abba, Heavenly Father. Abba is Greek for Father. Heavenly Father told us these things would have to come to pass and that they are going to come to pass. And he told us what to do, which is to take refuge in him And the only way to do that is through Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Yeshua HaMashiach. But I'm really upset, and I don't know what to do. The first thing I want to say is, number one, pray. Pray in Jesus' name. And number two, if you can, and you're not an MKUltra survivor, and you're not SRA, and you're not DID, please become a Freedom Deliverance Counselor. Thomas Dunn and Russ Dizdar give an 8-month training course. It's free online. All you have to do is go through a background check. Please take the 8-month course and become a counselor and reach out to people to wake them up and deprogram them. A lot of people don't even know that they were used in these projects or that they're a sleeper. And then after that, I guess prepare. Put water, food, medications, supplies away the best that you can. Have backup plans. Lead everyone you can to Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Yeshua HaMashiach right now before it's too late, because he is the only way, the only truth, and the only life. And Yeshua's light is the only living light there is. Satan, the morning star, that's fake light. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting about saying, and it's driving me nuts. I'm going to go to my chat room, and I want to tell you guys how much I love you. And if anything happens, at least I know the last thing that I have said to my friends is I love you. And I hope you know that I love you. Hey, Peanut, Ozzy, it's great to see you. Uncle Obvious. Uncle Obvious, I am the worst. Peanut, you're a trip. I was hiding under a table ready to pounce on Santa. Nice. Like a ninja. Anna J., I hope you're feeling better, and I pray against your pain. Charlotte, sweetheart, it is great to see you. I was triggered by 9/11, but I'll tell you what, this impeachment to Trump has triggered me. When I heard about that yesterday, I hit the roof. We cannot let them do it. We can't let them do it. But I think what's happening right now has already triggered people. And I think that's why they're doing it. So even when Trump goes to trial and the Senate's not going to impeach him, what's happening now in politics is set up purposefully to trigger people. And once they're triggered, there's no way you can get them untriggered. There really isn't. You're not going to see people get on mass media and give a speech that untriggers people. You're only going to see people in mass media give a speech that triggers people. This is why I talk so much about Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Yeshua HaMashiach, because he is the only way to survive. When you're triggered, he is the only way to stop that and have the raw personality or the core personality come back and be forward to take control of the situation. Hey, Valerie Angelino, how are you, sweetheart? It's been a while. You've been in my chat room before. I I think, if my memory serves me. Holly, do you know how many lives you? Oh wow, Anna, I'm humbled, and no, I don't. No, I don't know. My main agenda, I'll tell you right now, my main agenda is to wake up sleeping super soldiers right now as fast as we can. Because if you don't, these super soldiers, once they're triggered and martial law comes in or civil war breaks out or there's a gun grab like what's happening in Virginia, these super soldiers wake up and you guys, no offense, they're going to be your worst nightmare. There is nothing you can do to stop a super soldier. Some of the newer generation that's coming out of mind control from deep underground military bases, some of these, I've heard two different stories. From my ministries, I've heard that there's only 4 generations of super soldiers. But when I talk to the super soldier community, they tell me that there's 6 generations of super soldiers. And these new super soldiers that are coming out now, your bullets are not even going to stop them. It'll slow them down, but it won't stop them. You have to remember that these super soldiers have implants and technology that's implanted in them surgically. Plus, they've done satanic sacrifices and satanic rituals, which gain the power and the abilities of the spirit world. Did I explain that right? No. When you do a satanic ritual, a satanic sacrifice, and you sacrifice a human being, and this is satanic sacrifices have been happening for I don't know how long, and they're covered up. You have Freemasons that are judges. You have Freemasons that are police officers. You have people that follow Anton LaVey and Aleister Crowley, and these people work in different occupations, and they have power. And when there's a murder or something happens, what they do is they sweep it under the carpet. They say, oh yeah, it was just a murder done by a lunatic. Meanwhile, no, it's not a lunatic that just fell off his rocker or is hearing voices. No, it's not a murder the way the news makes it out to be. What it is, 90% of the time, what it is a satanic sacrifice. And the reason why you do a satanic sacrifice is to gain the spiritual gifts and the spiritual power and the spiritual ability of these fallen deities. Look at ancient Egypt. Everything that's inscribed on the pyramids, those are aliens, also known as fallen angels, also known as finite deities. They're entities. And they do not have our best interests in mind. They're here to steal us away from Jesus. And no offense, people don't want to admit it. 80% of the population that has their heads in the sand or up a dark orifice, they don't want to admit that this life and everything about this life is about Jesus. They want to think it's about them. And worse than that, they want everything done for them. So that's why they just pay their taxes blindly to these politicians. And all of a sudden, billions of dollars turns up missing. Ooh, I don't know what happened to that. Where did billions of dollars go? Oh, I don't know. Meanwhile, it's going to these mind control projects in deep underground military bases that are doing satanic sacrifices. This life is about Jesus, not about you, not about me. It's about him. He's the one that created us. So obviously, if he's the creator, what is happening now in our lives is about him. It's not about how much money you make, if you wake up and get to work on time. It's not about how you race your kids back and forth between violin lessons and sports. It's not about that. It's about him. But anyway, in this world, if you want to get anywhere, what people do is they go to the crossroads and they make a pact with the devil. And no, that sounds fantastical, but I'm telling you, you make a deal with the devil and he'll give you fame, money, fortune. He'll give you everything. And I was created to be a soldier for him and to serve him, the devil, the Antichrist, Satan. And for 37 years of my 44 years of life, I did serve him. That's a hard pill for me to swallow. And going forward, I'm really nervous about what's going to happen in this world. And I like Trump. Yeah, he's got his pluses and he's got his minuses, and we can go around and around that mulberry bush. Is that how they say it? Or ring around the rosy? But it does not change the fact that Yud Hey Vav Hey, our one true living God and Creator, he blessed Trump. So we are not to curse Trump. We are not to curse what Abba blesses. This impeachment plan by design, UN military in place. Catherine, I couldn't agree with you more. I had nightmares, prophetic dreams, whatever you call them, UN soldiers from different countries, the UN, they would be transported into cities and towns via trains, and during the middle of the night, the UN military would go into these towns and cities, and they would go into each house, every apartment, every condo, every shack, and they would murder everybody and then take over the town and start living in those homes and apartments and condos. They would murder everyone and then take over that person's house that they murdered. What happened in World War II was a picnic compared to what's going to happen that we're facing right now. I don't like the UN. I don't. They're extremely corrupt. I mentioned them in my autobiography, by the way. I think I left names out of my autobiography, but sitting here on a video, I'll tell you some of those names. The UN, one time I was sent on a mission out of the country, and I think it was to Serbia, Kosovo. You remember in 1993? After that, I remember sitting in high school, in Ridge High School, Basking Ridge, New Jersey, sitting in class thinking to myself, I was just over in Serbia, Kosovo, Bosnia, and I was just engaged in a war. We're the ones that set it off. And do you know who flew me back home from starting off that slaughter in Bosnia, Kosovo, Serbia? It was the UN that flew me home back to the States. And it was a slaughter over there. You guys should have seen it. Oh, man. Well, just go watch any horror movie that Hollywood has made and you'll see it. It was like Hamburger Hill over there in those countries. The UN is completely corrupt. They only have their interests in mind, not ours. Deb, I love you, I love you, I love you. Hi, Tiffany, how are you? Did I ever see Tori Smith's channel? He talks about all the things you do. Yes, Tiffany. I followed Tori Smith. I remember when he died. It is a huge loss to us all that he died, and we don't have him talking anymore. I pray for him and his loved ones. He was a magnificent whistleblower, and they murdered him. You could tell in his videos that he was targeted, and they murdered him. They wanted to silence him. Losing Tori Smith was a huge loss to this entire earth. bothers me. It bothers me. Hey, ask you Hurdle. I love you, sweetheart. I love you, I love you, I love you, soul sister. Sharon Culver, welcome. Command the Morning by Dr. DK. I can't pronounce his last name, I'm sorry. States we can bring down what they have programmed in the heavenlies against you. We all agree to start praying this over you in Jesus' name. Thank you, Sharon. I also pray this over the sleeping super soldiers. If we can extend that prayer, Sharon, over the other sleepers in Jesus' name, that would be good. I'm trying not to be afraid, Zero. I'm trying. Thank you, Zero Infinity. Hey, Andrea Tarantino, how are you, sweetheart? Gold, the disclosure that needs to be heard, and your voice is one that people are graced with. I love you. I love you too, Andrea. Stay awake. Stay steadfast. Keep speaking. We need you. Not as much as I need you, Andrea. Excuse me, I don't like crying. Okay, here we go. I think I'm back on track. Do I know any other superstars besides you? No, actually, honestly, Helena, no. I don't know any other superstars besides you. Just you, sweetheart. And I adore you, and I'm so grateful that you're in my life, and I wish we lived closer to each other. Because I'd have you come live with me. I'm missing a lot of comments, and I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Hi, Jacob Downey. How are you? Have I been seeing deleted comments? Yeah, yeah. The way I have my internet set up is you can leave me a comment and delete it, but I still see it. Although I'll tell you what, I don't see anyone trying to trigger me anymore. I remember like 3 years ago, people would send me emails, and in their emails, they would say certain things, certain words, certain numbers, and show certain pictures, and it would trigger me. But that's not happening anymore. Catherine, I'm not scared of Satan. If people really knew what Satan, the devil, looked like, they'd laugh and run away. Nathan the Just, how are you? Welcome. I agree. No despair after these things. Yeshua returns and sets it right. I love you guys very dearly, and thank you, Yono. I'm sorry I say Jono. I'm terrible with names and pronunciation. I apologize. Galen, you're going to see me before heaven. I hope. You know, there's deep sea fishing in Florida, so I hear. Maybe one day I'll make it down to see you in Eagles Wings Ministry. I don't celebrate Christmas either. It's redundant as a Taoist Buddhist. The whole fake Christmas is just BS, like every other called celebration, like Valentine's Day, Easter, so on and so forth, plus armistice. Thank you. Thank you. Ask you, Hurdle. How do I say that? Lena. That's how I pronounce your first name, right? Sorry, I'm protecting your identity, even though I slipped before. Before Doc Marquis died, I spent 3 days with him. He believed Trump will be president a second time, but you were right about the news triggering folks. Yes, and I feel highly triggered by it, Uncle Obvious. I agree, Anna. We need to keep our eyes on Christ. I love you, Tree. It's great to see you. Nathan the Just, I pray for you, and I hope everything works out for you. I pray your heart's desire comes true. And if there's anything I can do to help you, please let me know. Lily says, not everyone has a core personality, but we all have a soul. Paul Motley, welcome. And my love to you, your loved ones, as well as the UK. You don't know how bad I want to go over to the UK. I tell you, people in the UK would be like, wait a minute, who brought Holly over to our country? And I'm running to hide right now. I'm locking myself in the closet. That's it. Holly's in my country? I would love to visit the UK. I don't have a passport. I used to, but suddenly it turned up. It disappeared. It turned up missing. Dory Do, how are you, sweetheart? Peanut, it's great to see you. Some of us were never asleep. I'm so glad we found each other because I spent a decade trying to contact Max Spears to no success. Lena, I was too chicken to contact him, and I wish I had. I wish I wasn't scared. The shedding of blood is believed to empower these people. This is why the Nephilim before the flood drank blood. Yes. Hey, Deaf Bread, how are you? Feet up on the ground, weird to walk on. How you doing, Bright? You hanging in there, sweetheart? I hope you are. I love you, Candace. It's okay, Holly. What others choose is their choice. I know it hurts much. That means you have a heart and a soul. You're safe. We are not responsible for others' actions and inactions, only ours. I got to get used to that one. I agree with you, Catherine. American soldiers will not kill Americans. That's why I think that the UN is going to have people from another country be their soldiers, because people from another country have no care about Americans. But then again, when you come into contact with someone that's been mind controlled, they just do what they're told in order to do. So I have a concern there. Dory Do, winter gets me with all the snuggly clothes I still get and just drift away. Right, Dory? Tiffany, you can bring up whatever you would like to bring up. You're more than welcome to. Rem Dream, welcome. How are you? It's nice to meet you. Dory says, I'm a recovering insomniac. Tell me about it. Lana says, make sure you focus on goodness, light, powerful benevolence. Please withdraw from the negative time lines. It will only be well if you resemble yourself, not if you give into the darkness. I agree. I totally agree. Where'd you go? Okay, there you are. Hey, Hatted Man, how are you? Welcome. Why silence people at this point? They're in control. Exactly. Exactly. Hey, Life's a Mirage. I love your channel. I love your channel. I like what you show on your channel. Peanut, am I okay? Yeah, I am. I am. Honest. Honest. See, there's a lot of things that I cannot say and I do not talk about, but I have an immediate support system around me. Like, I could run out of my bedroom right now and there will be people on the other side of my door that I can run into the arms of and hug and pray with and know that I'm okay. I'm in a very safe position. I'm still in a safe house. And I'm really grateful for what Abba's done for me and the people he puts in my life. But I got to tell you, honestly, having my friends online means the world to me. You guys are the best part of me, and you guys are the blessing that Heavenly Abba has given to me. Hey, Rem Dream. Yes, I do know Rust is Dark. I met him back April 2015. My attorney, who was also my father figure, took me to a conference. Rem Dream. I'll put this in the chat. If you want to know more about me, I just released, I hate talking about me, but it's the only subject that I have permission to talk about. I don't have permission to talk about other people and what they confide in me. So, Rem Dream, I wrote my autobiography. It's the first rough draft. Hackers were trying to crash my computer as well as hack my computer. I did not go to a publisher because I did not want the publisher to name my work, because God had given me the name for my book. Also, I didn't want the publisher to steal my work. So the second, I drew up an outline. I put things in chronological order. The second, I finished the rough draft of my book, took out names, and did the best I could. I then took my first rough draft and got it copyrighted. So there's a link to my website. You can read my autobiography, but also there's 4 pages of drawings that I have of dreams and visions that Abba gave me, but also some of my super soldier memories that I drew out. And I have a section in there about poetry because I've been a poet since I was 9 years old. So please check out my website. It'll tell you everything you need to know about me. And it's really nice because my website just went public yesterday. And now I get to sit here and look at my completed work all in one spot, written. I have video logs. Some of my interviews are up on that website. I've done 50 interviews, but not all of them are recorded and not all of them are up on the website. But I hope that in the future I can continue to be a speaker at conferences as well as do interviews on the internet with people that have a channel. I love you, Catherine. I wish, excuse me, Tiffany, I wish I could hug you back. Also, Rem Dream, I worked with Russ Dizdar and his SIIU team. I've met him. He baptized me September 26th of 2015. God led me to him and his ministry. And I'm really grateful because he's amazing. His book, The Black Awakening, really helped me. His book is one of probably the only book I really ever finished reading in my entire life. I loved it. Russ Dizdar is amazing. You could ask him who I am and he'll say, oh yeah, I know, Holly. Hey, the Bill Show. I was watching you last night. It's great to see you. Thank you for joining me in my video. You rock, Yono. Yono. You got to tell me how to pronounce your name, please, so I stop shredding it, because I don't mean to be rude to you, sweetheart. Hey, Stalker Steve, I love you. It's great to see you. Bruce, how are you doing? It was great to chill with you last night, Bruce. I was up until like 3 a.m. and I was able to talk to people that I don't normally talk to during the day. So the pleasure is all mine. And thank you so much for allowing me to chill in your chat room. The Hatted Man says, Christmas is also Xmas, as in Black Mass. That's why I don't celebrate it. Me neither. Nathan the Just says, thank you for your prayers, Holly. We are praying for you as well. I've got to get back to work, but I want to. Hey, Nathan, I'm glad to say, I'm glad to see you, and I'm praying back for you and your loved ones. Hang on. Forgive me. Heather and Gary, I love you guys. How are you? It's great to see you. I'm always praying for you guys. Mike and Mechanic song. I've heard that one before. I will look them up. Aaron Cox, I love you, my brother and friend. You rock, Aaron. Uncle Obvious, thank you so much. We're editing it now. I'm supposed to have a private video call with my editor, like at any moment now. So I'm really grateful to her. She wants to add stuff in my book, not take it out. And she understands all of this stuff. She's very aware of the dark side and evil minions, and she's fantastic. Oh no, Deb, I pray for you. I bind and cast down in Yeshua's name the spirit of pain, and I pray for you to have a speedy recovery. I was a poet and didn't know it. Thanks, Heather and Gary. Exactly. Lena, I will try to stop putting myself down. It's something I have to work on. Big time. I only have moments where I have self-confidence and self-esteem, and the rest of the time, no, I put myself down just like my ex put me down. Say my name. Stalker Steve. I'll say your name. Slicey Slicer. The Black Army is the army that serves the Antichrist. When you read in the Holy Bible about the Antichrist, how he will be unveiled, he has an army already implemented. And in the Dums, I was made to serve him. So the Black Army is Satan's army. Wow. Wait, forgive me. Wow, you just reminded me of something. I have, but I haven't seen him in years. A friend from Germany, he had come onto my channel back in 2017, and he wore a bandana over his face to cover his identity. And he came on my channel and he started talking about Germany. And long story short, he said, well, to survive here, you really have to be a Satanist. So I'm thinking of joining them so I have a place to live and I can get food to eat. When Google Plus went away, I lost hundreds of friends that I don't have contact with now, and I'm upset about that. I pray for you and your loved ones and Germany. Rem Dream. I wish I could say his name, but I can't. I pray for you, Heather and Gary. You guys make such a cute couple. Yes, Deaf Bread, Satan's Circus. New creation. It's great to see you. I love you, sister. All right, guys, I'm going to head out and stop the video. And I don't think I said everything I wanted to say in this video. Things were really kind of getting to me. But I want to tell you guys, I hope you have a beautiful night. I love you, I love you, I love you. I'm praying for you. I'm here. And I really appreciate you guys even joining me in my chat room, even wanting to watch my videos. And I appreciate you, and I'm really grateful. And thank you so much. And thanks for reading my book and looking at my website, the pictures. Thank you for loving me and accepting me. I'm going to start crying. So now you know I'm definitely going to end the video. All right, guys, I love you very, 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 very much. And don't you guys let anyone tell you different. You're amazing. You're smart. You have heart. And Yeshua loves you. So do I. And that's a wrap for I Want My HTV. Yay. Before I leave real quick, Lainey asked, Holly, is this what the Fourth Reich are doing whilst they're following me around London after following me around Bristol and attempting to murder me in Glastonbury in the street with G4S. Yes. First thing that comes to mind is yes, Lena. And I used to be a part of the Fourth Reich until I found Yeshua HaMashiach. I wish we lived closer because I'd just come have you live with me, Lena. All right, guys, I love you, I love you, I love you. Don't let anyone tell you different. And you guys mean the world to me. Thank you for your time. And I hope you guys have a great night. A really beautiful night.